Good morning, guys. MWUSA Season 3, Episode 34. Today is Friday. We are hoping to cap off the week with another win. We've had a good week. Last week was a good week, and we want to continue it. Unfortunately, this morning, I had a big delay. One of my daughters missed the bus, and her mom tried to meet somewhere and missed that as well, so they brought her home. She brought her home, and so I had to take her to school, which is the exact opposite direction of where I was planning on going today. So I'm a little bit behind right now, probably about 45 minutes at least behind where I wanted to be at this point. So today's goal was to visit 6 casinos. We're going to cut it to 5 when I get home tonight. Hopefully my wife and I will be able to have some dinner out and relax a little bit, and I have a big weekend also. A lot of work to do in the house and a lot of work to do for our vacation to England and France next month, and not to mention a lot of work to do for work. So right now I'm getting my laptop set up in the car. I am on my way. It's going to be a while before I get to my first stop, and then a while to get to the cluster of casinos I want to get to after that, and then I'll be back and let you know what's going on. Alright guys, I am back. So I go into the first spot, start walking around. I see a machine in range. I start playing it. While I'm playing it, I'm messing with the machine next to it to see if that one's in range, and I see that it's just borderline. So I'm finishing up with the first machine. I think I am anyway, and I have a bad hit, something that should have paid more than it did, and I get frustrated and I hit the panel with my fist. Now it's just a metal panel, there's no screen on it or anything like that, so I didn't break anything, but the alert comes on, door open, call attendant. So I'm like, great. So I'm trying to push the door closed and all that. It won't do it. So I put a $100 bill in the machine next to it and start playing that one while I'm waiting for the attendant to get there. And then she finally comes, and I'm playing the other one, and she sees the message, and she sits in the chair, and she leans back, and she kicks the door with her foot, and it fixes the problem, and she goes, there you go. And she gets up and walks away. So I guess they've been having a problem with that machine. So some of these companies that make machines do a terrible job on the door locks. Other ones do a terrible job on the buttons. It's just none of them really have it all together, but anyway, so I end up finishing up the play on that machine and winning like $30 or $40, and then I lost about that much on the other machine. So I'm walking around, I'm about even, and I see a set of machines I want to check, but the security guy is there, and the security guy used to be a host, so not the best guy to check machines in front of, but I just lightly went over stuff while I was talking to him, and they have a new machine in, which I see everywhere, but unfortunately it doesn't pay well. When I first saw it in Vegas in whenever that was, August or whatever, it paid very well at all the different casinos. And when it came to the Midwest, it's never really paid well at all. In fact, in some places, it was just obscene how bad the payout was. So I said, did you guys just put the machines in today? And they're like, yesterday. And I'm like, damn, because, when they put certain machines in on the first day, you can possibly make some money just depending on the machine and stuff. So I look through and I find one possible play. I play that, and I end up ahead 30. So now I'm ahead $30, maybe $20, and walk around some more, find another one, make a couple dollars, another one, make a couple dollars. But up and down in the narrow range there, I was ahead about 30 the whole time. And then I find this machine I was talking to somebody yesterday or the day before, and he was telling me someone said, when it looks like this, you should play it. I'm like, I have no idea what you're talking about. That's not even right. But he was talking about the right machine, but he had no clue how to tell. Well, I did find it in like the most incredible position, but it's a high variance machine. It's at $3 a spin, and I'm like, well, here we go. You know, I'm bumping around plus $30 the whole time, and now I'm going to lose $200 or $300 on this machine. But actually, it paid out all right. It didn't take too long to hit, and I ended up ahead overall, $158. So for this entire session, I was ahead $158. Right now, I'm going to be starting a meeting shortly. I'm moving on to my next place. The meeting should end right around the time I get to the next spot. So very happy about that. And then I'll be back and let you know what happened in there. So I'm going to do the meeting, go into the next spot, and I'll be back. Alright guys, I am back. So I finished up my meeting in the parking lot of this casino. I started getting out of the car, and then it seemed like they were going to start asking me questions. Got back in the car, just finished up the whole meeting before I went in, and went into the casino. As soon as I walked in, another Advantage player walked up to me and asked me to borrow money. So, you know how much is going to be in there. So, they probably overplayed everything and left nothing. So, walked around, found a couple small plays. There wasn't really much to make money, and I ended up leaving ahead $56. So, you know, kind of what I expect. Lots of times at this place, it's going to be like this. So, right now, my focus is going to be blackjack. I do have a lot of chips to cash, so hopefully I'm successful in doing that, and going to try to get at least an hour of blackjack in. I'm going to skip the next casino and then move on to 2 more casinos after that. So I'm hoping for 3. If I can fit 4 in today, I will, but it looks like timing wise it's probably not going to be great. So just to give you an idea of my day right now, 57 degrees outside, nice partly cloudy skies, mostly cloudy skies I guess, but dry roads. The traffic is light, so everything is good and going for us. Just have to keep doing our thing, stay safe, watch the road, and moving on to the next casino, and I'll be back to update you. Alright guys, I'm still on my way to the next spot. I just saw a sign here that said save money or save the environment. I forget what it say? Save money, shower tomorrow. Okay, that's interesting. Anyway, so I was just listening to yesterday's podcast, and I was just so frustrated yesterday. It was a very long day, stretched out, and just was not having the greatest time. I had decent variance yesterday, but just was a very, very frustrating day. So I'm glad today's Friday. I'm glad I'm going to get a couple days off, but it may only be one day because I may be out Sunday, and I've got so much work to do at home, starting on taxes and helping other people with stuff, and hopefully picking up my car today. I'm going to let you go right now and call him up and see what's going on, if I can get my car tonight or tomorrow. So I'll be back. Alright guys, I am back. So I think I was complaining that yesterday was frustrating. Today was boring, I have to say. So far today, it's been pretty boring. I went to the casino, looked at some slots. Because the blackjack area was full, there's no mid-shoe entry, and lost about $20. Then I went back, played some blackjack, came back to the slots, won about $40, so ended up for the session ahead $19 on slots. So slots have been so anemic this week. And then went to play some blackjack. I sat down at a $50 table, spreading from 50 to 250, and played for about 45 minutes.
There's a speed trap ahead.
Played for about 45 minutes, and the top bet I got out was $100. So that was frustrating. It was me and 2 other people, which is already not great. And then on top of that, low counts all the way through. One shoe I got 2 bets out above the minimum. Couple other shoes I just got, 5 or 6 bets out, but never got to a true 2. So what are you gonna do? One of those times, I still ended up ahead, 550, or I'd still be playing there, because if I'm down and it's like that, I'm gonna probably sit there for a while. Right now, I am supposed to be meeting with another advantage player, so I'm heading off to the next casino, meet them there, and then have a chat, play a little bit there, and then move on from there. So yeah, I mean, geez, what's this episode going to be, like a 5-minute episode? There's nothing going on today. Everything is just like, So anyway, I'll be back to update you. Alright guys, I'm back. I don't know if you guys have heard about all the things that have been going on in Vegas, but if you're interested, let me just go over a few things that have been going on. The Fontainebleau recently opened up. That was in December, and didn't go as well as they thought it would. It's a huge building, huge property, very expensive to maintain, and it's supposed to be on the higher end. It's themed like a high-end, like 50s or 60s type property. Very nice, big chandelier in the front, and they have had a bunch of issues from what I've seen and heard. A lot of the top management was either fired or quit. They had some kind of problem with the food, where, for example, one guy got 6 nachos on a nacho plate for $24, and that went viral. And they've just had a tough time getting started. And they're down by, on the north side, by Resorts World, and across from like some strip malls and Denny's and stuff like that. So not exactly the best location, and it's far from the strip, so it's kind of a long walk if you want to go there. So they may have a tough time. And they started building this property in 2007 and lost their funding after the stock market crash, and it's taken them this long to get the thing open. And from what I understand, it's changed hands a few times. It was supposed to be called the Drew at one point, after the name of the owner's son, the guy who owned it temporarily, who his son had died, and he was going to name it after him. But then it went back to Fontainebleau again, and they had to keep it up all those years. They actually hired a crew to be in there to flush toilets and run water and make sure that everything's maintained, so they didn't have to destroy the building, that they could continue using it. So that's been a big mess. You guys have heard about what's going on with the Mirage, another one of the, I don't know, for me, one of the original casinos, because the first time I played in Vegas was the early 90s, and that was like the nicest property at that time. Nice high ceilings and beautiful inside and everything, compared to like Imperial Palace and Harrah's and things like that. No comparison. Caesars was there, but anyway, Mirage has been purchased by Hard Rock, and it's now part of the Unity card group. So they are going to get rid of the Mirage, put a big guitar out there. That's gonna stink. I hate Hard Rock, honestly. So that's that. And the Rio, I guess, I don't know, they were talking about knocking it down. Now they're talking about making it into a high-end property. I don't know. I remember going to the Rio, and I liked it, but it is one of the older properties as well. And then the Tropicana, I don't know if you've heard or not, but they are going to knock down the Tropicana. The last day that you can get a room there is April 2nd, and after that, the Tropicana will be gone. Tropicana was opened in 1957, so it's been around for a while. And last time I was there, it seems like some of the waitresses that were there working might have opened the place up. Honestly, they were, they'd seen better days, and they must have been waitressing for at least 40 or 50 years. So, last few times that I went to the Tropicana were just horrible. One time was after COVID. They were giving me $1,200 a day in food. $1,200 a day, not for the whole stay. $1,200 for the day. And the only thing that was open was a bar that had like bar food and stuff, and people were lined up to get food there, and the wait was forever and stuff. And I would buy food for the people in front of me and behind me and take 15 Red Bulls with me, and still couldn't spend all the money. So what I decided to do was order some liquor to the room. So they still had room service only for things like that. So I ordered a bunch of liquor, had it delivered to the room, thousands of dollars worth. But in the end, that wasn't good either, because they charged me an 18% gratuity on that. And something I might buy here for $100 was going for $300. So was it even worth it? I'm still getting a little bit of a discount, but, and then of course I had to check my bag in because it has liquids in it, and it was checked twice. So it was just, anyway, last time I was there, the pool was closed. Last time I was there, the high limit was closed. Last time I was there, Double Deck, which has a notch, they weren't using the notch, and they were paying $6 to $5. And I told them that they ought to be ashamed of themselves right to their face as I got up, and I went to all the tables and told everyone they're paying $6 to $5. Don't play it. And I didn't really care what they thought about me. The reason I had gone to Tropicana just before the pandemic was, at that time I was a ploppy, and I like to play craps. And the casino where I lived never had a good craps game. I mean, they had a good craps game, but it was always full, so you could never play by yourself. You always had all these hands and chips and things in the way, and I was annoyed with that, and my host recommended that I go to the Tropicana and play. So I set up a flight, I get a free room, blah, blah, blah. I go over there, and guess what? It's closed until 5 p.m. The table is closed until 5 p.m. And then the table limits were so low, it was just a big mess. So, am I sorry to see the Tropicana go away? Kind of, because it's old, but at the same time, they're talking about building a stadium for the A's. The A's are talking about moving to Vegas. They're going to build a stadium and then have a hotel also. So we'll see, maybe that'll happen. I think it's not the best place to have it because it's going to bring so much more congestion to the Strip. And Tropicana is right there on the Strip, just set back just a little bit. But, I don't know. So I think the big thing going forward might be more standalone casinos away from the Strip, or more like big resorts. And that might be the way to go. I have no idea. Anyway, moving on here. I am about 20 minutes away from the next stop, and I'll be back to update you. All right, guys, I am back. I went into that casino and found absolutely nothing at all. And then I walked around. I looked everywhere. I did see a new machine that was put in either yesterday or today. So I'll definitely be checking that every time I come there. But I went and met with my friend and talked for a while, hung out for a while. And right now I am going back to the same casino. And I'm going to give it one more check. I'm right in the area anyway. Might as well give it one more try. And we'll see what happens with that. And then I am out of gas. So I've got 8 miles range. So as soon as I leave here, I will get some gas and then go from there. So unfortunately, I didn't make anything yet, but hopefully when I go in right now, I will. I'll be right back. All right, guys. I thought this was going to be a short episode. What the heck was I thinking? So I go back in that casino, which it's a good thing that I went back in that casino, because when I came back out, there was a problem. And if I hadn't gone in there, it could have been a tragedy. So I go in the casino, I mess around in there, in and out, whatever. It's not important, right? I was in there for about 40 minutes. I ended up ahead a measly $21. Terrible, awful, whatever. But I was down like $250 at one point. I didn't lose any money. I broke even, and I was getting out of there, right? So I go out to the car, and I put the key in, I pull out, and I hear boom, 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 boom. I'm like, what the heck is this? Boom, 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 boom. I'm like, did I just hit something? Am I dragging something? What is going on? So I get out, and I look, and I've got a flat tire. I'm like, son of a... Well, at least I've got roadside on the one tire that I bought. Nope, it's not that one. So, all right, I've got AAA, but who needs AAA? I'm a guy. I could take care of this. What's the big deal? So I open up the trunk. There is a tire in there, which is good. It is inflated, which is good. And there is a jack, which is good. So I'm good to go, right? Put the car up on the jack. And there's no lug wrench. I can't get the lug nuts off. Guy comes by. I'm like, do you have a lug wrench? Oh, yeah, I can help you out. Nope, his doesn't fit. So I need a 19 millimeter, by the way. Remember that in case I need it next time. So I said, well, I appreciate it anyway. Thank you. I'm going to go in and ask security if they can help me. Go ask security. Security is like, yeah, I can have the guy meet you out there. I go back out. I'm waiting. Nobody's coming. I go back in. I'm like, look, my car is unlocked. I'm just going to go stand by the car. Can he meet me there? And he's like, oh, yeah, I didn't tell you. We're not allowed to help people. Well, what did you tell me to go out there if you can't help me? So I'm walking back to the car, and this guy goes, hey, man, he's right here. He's like, that guy right there's got a lug wrench. I go, okay. I go back to the car. The guy's real helpful. He's got one of those four-sided ones. We start taking off the lug nuts, and the car is starting to fall forward. Well, it turned out that I didn't put it in the perfect spot, and it was kind of bending the metal. So he's like, no big deal. I've got another jack. We can just use my jack. Get his jack on there, and he's got nothing to crank it with. And my jack, the crank is part of the jack, so you can't take it off. So he goes back to the car, he gets a screwdriver, we're using that. Then this couple comes by. See, this is the benefit of living in the Midwest and in the country, because everybody is nice. Go back to the car. A couple comes over, and they have a wrench. So we attach a wrench to it, start cranking it. Then the guy comes back, and he's like, I found this big... what do you call it? The socket. And I got this big socket. It went over the whole thing. We cranked it up. We got my jack out of there. We put the new tire on, which I think is a full-size tire, which is nice. And we put it back down. Everything's good. I've got 7 miles range right now. I said to the guy, by the way, this guy is the guy I was talking to while I was in there. We were talking about a machine. So he was real nice to me in there. I was real nice to him, and it paid off. What do you know? It paid off to be nice to people and not be jerks. So I said, man, can I buy you lunch or dinner or something? He's like, yeah, man, there's this burger place right there. It's got the best burgers. They got these butter burgers. You got to go there. I said, okay, I'll meet you over there. So I'm on my way there right now, and we're going to get some butter burgers. I appreciate him helping me out. So, craziness. I'm supposed to go to at least one more casino. I'm probably not going to do that. I'm beat. And I'm supposed to actually go to dinner with my wife. So we'll see how this works out, because it's already dinner time. So maybe she and I can go tomorrow night. I don't know. So just pulling into this burger place, and going to talk to this guy for a while, thank him again, and then I'll be back and let you know what happens from here. All right, guys, I am back. So went and had something to eat with my new friend, and delicious burger. Oh, it was so good. Nice fries, nice drink, and then went to the gas station, which is practically across the street. Got some gas. Everything is good right now. And now the next thing is tomorrow I'll go get a new tire put on. Turns out that there's a big chunk of metal that was in the tire. So even if I had replaced it, it would have needed to be replaced again. So anyway, everything is good. Talked to my new friend for a while. He told me about his family and son that just graduated, and he's going to go visit his son now, and he's got a daughter as well. And seems like a nice family. And it's funny because I was just driving by this factory, we'll call it, just to keep it anonymous, today, and that's where he works. So it's so interesting. It's only about 3 or 4 miles from the casino, 5 miles, something like that, from the casino. And I just drove by it, and that's where he works. So anyway, let's go back to what happened at that casino. I walked in, I saw a couple small plays, but I was just about ahead, like 31, 35, somewhere in there. And then I had a couple decent plays, but they were high variance plays, and was down as much as a couple $100, and was able to struggle back and finally left ahead $21. And really the last game that I played paid so badly, it was no good. I have no idea where we are for today. Do you know where we are for today? I think I'm up around 700. Let me see, 550, 650, 750. Oh, I'm up about 800 for the day. So plus 21. Yeah, we're up about 800 for the day, which means we're up about 8,300 for the week. Very nice week. I would if I could have every week be like this. Oh my God, that would be so incredible. But right now, I am going to skip the next casino, which I normally wouldn't do because it's only about 10 miles out of my way. But I've got a spare tire on the car. I'm late getting home, and I just feel like being done for the week. I felt like being done for the week yesterday, to tell you the truth, with all that craziness. Over 500 miles of driving yesterday. It was just not the best day. So right now I'm going to sit back, relax for a few minutes, head toward home. I still have the option to go to that casino if I want to, and I'll be back here shortly and let you know if I did or not. Alright guys, I am back. So this morning when I was talking to you and I was driving, I remembered about my car. My car is supposed to be ready today. So I said, I'm going to let you go, and I'm going to check with the guy working on the car and find out what happened to it. And then you never heard from me again because I got busy. I went to the casino, and the day got, things happened, and I forgot to come back. So I texted the man, and I said, how are things going with the car? And he said, it's heading back to Honda to have everything reprogrammed on the hybrid. If you unhook anything or do anything with it at all, it has to be reprogrammed. It's so stupid. I said, is that something that they're going to work on this weekend? He said yes. So the car is done. Everything is done. It was programmed. It worked fine. And then he unplugged the hybrid to do some other things in the motor. And then when he plugged it back in, he discovered that it needed to be reprogrammed again. So Honda is open tomorrow, which is Saturday. I'm hoping it'll be done tomorrow, and then should have my car back, and everything is finally over. This car was supposed to be a temporary car, and so far I have put how many? 34,700 miles on this car, and since by the end of September. So finally it's all going to be over. I'm going to go get a new tire tomorrow, take care of my business at home, and I'm thinking Sunday afternoon I will still be tired, but I will need to get going, and we'll probably hit the casinos again. Saturday I have so much to do, so many things, and I discovered a big flaw at work with some of our stuff, and I'm going to take care of all of it this weekend myself. because by the time I tell other people about it, then we decide what to do, and then we get it done. It'll take forever. I'll just get it done, and then Monday I will just present it as, hey, I found this problem, and I fixed it, and it's all done. So, yep, that's about it for now. Sorry, everything kind of got out of control today, but we'll be fine going forward here. If you have any questions or comments, the email is mwusa21@gmail.com, mwusa21@gmail.com. See you next time.